What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com.
Here are my DFS picks for MLB Thursday, May 13th.
These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button
And hit that bell icon.
so you don't miss our new videos.
In this video, I'm going to go over my top DFS picks for today's MLB slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, we have a 6-game slate tonight, so let's take a look at the pitcher position. I'm going to save a little bit of salary here. I swear every time I say that, my pitcher does awful, but I do like this matchup. I like Garrett Richards with a 10% pitching advantage over the Oakland Athletics. Garrett Richards, he pitches his best ball versus righty batters, only giving up a .647 OPS versus righties. And he's facing 6 righties here tonight. Now, the reason that I like this pick is because the Athletics have only hit 31 of his last 130 pitches. That's a .238 batting average, and that's a huge sample size. So Garrett Richards is 8,100 FanDuel salary, and he's 100 more on DraftKings. Projected at 33.8 fantasy points here tonight. He has an ERA of 4.54, record of 2-2 on the season, pitching an average of 86 pitches per game, averaging 24 fantasy points per game, but he scored 30, 33, and 58 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I think he's worth a shot here, mostly because of his pitcher versus batter history and good splits. So I like Garrett Richards here versus the Oakland Athletics. Okay, let's take a look at the first base position. I like Nate Lowe with a 90% batting advantage over Christian Javier. Nate Lowe, he's batting 45% better versus righty pitchers, batting a .947 OPS versus righties. And Christian Javier, he throws his worst ball versus lefty batters, 44% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .812 OPS versus lefties. Now there's no at-bats versus Javier yet, and Nate Lowe is 3,100 FanDuel salary, and he's 900 more on DraftKings. Projected at 9.6 fantasy points here tonight. He's averaging 11 fantasy points per game on the season, and he scored 6, 9, and 12 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I like Nate Lowe here versus Christian Javier.
Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $100 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won, and then we'll send you $100 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you.
Now guys, just as a quick note, we just released a free DFS contest on Draft Dashboard for MLB and NBA for DraftKings and FanDuel. There's over $500 available in the prize pool, and this is a totally free contest you can enter as a Draft Dashboard member. So make sure to click the link in the description of this video, give Draft Dashboard a try, and you can start playing in our free DFS contest and compete to win some money. Okay, let's take a look at the second base position. I like Mike Moustakas with a 51% batting advantage over Chichi Gonzalez. Mike Moustakas is batting 34% better versus righty pitchers. He's batting a .855 OPS versus righties. And Chichi Gonzalez, he doesn't throw that well versus lefties, 17% worse than his pitch to righties, giving up a .925 OPS versus lefties. Mike Moustakas is 2 for 7, batting a .286 batting average, and a .715 OPS versus Gonzalez. He's 3,500 FanDuel salary, and he's 1,200 more on DraftKings. He's projected at 10.3 fantasy points here tonight, averaging 10 fantasy points per game on the season, and he scored 31, 3, and 16 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I like Mike Moustakas here versus Chichi Gonzalez. Oh, and the other reason that I like that pick is because Vegas thinks this is going to be a high-scoring game. 11 runs scored in that game. That's their over-under. So I think that makes a lot of sense to get some exposure from that game. Okay, let's take a look at the third base position. I like Asdrubal Cabrera with a 14% batting advantage over Trevor Rogers. Asdrubal Cabrera, he's batting a .797 OPS versus lefties. And Trevor Rogers throws his worst ball versus switch hitters, 13% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .864 OPS versus switch hitters. There's no at-bats versus Rogers yet, and Cabrera is 3,000 FanDuel salary and 1,100 more on DraftKings. Projected at 10 fantasy points here tonight. He's averaging 10 fantasy points per game on the season, and he scored 0, 38, and 16 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I like Asdrubal Cabrera here versus Trevor Rogers.
Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the Position Optimizer, where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new Player Trends tool, where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Okay, who do we have at the shortstop position? One of my favorite picks of the year. Picking him again here tonight. I like Xander Bogaerts with a 14% batting advantage over Sean Manaea. Xander Bogaerts, he's batting 6% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a .945 OPS versus lefties. And Sean Manaea, he does only give up a .656 OPS versus righties, but Xander Bogaerts is 4 for 9, batting a .444 and a 1.056 OPS versus Manaea. Bogaerts is 3,500 FanDuel salary, and he's 2,000 more on DraftKings. Projected at 11.1 fantasy points here tonight. He's averaging 12 fantasy points per game on the season, and he scored 3, 3, and 9 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I like Xander Bogaerts here versus Sean Manaea. Now, if you want to save a little bit of salary here at the shortstop position, take a look at Carlos Correa with a 15% batting advantage over a low salary pitcher, Mike Foltz. Carlos Correa, he's batting a .681 OPS versus righties, but Mike Foltz is giving up a 1.622 OPS versus righties. That's 27% worse than his other pitches, and Correa is 2,900 FanDuel salary and 2,000 more on DraftKings. Projected at 9.3 fantasy points here tonight. He's averaging 9 fantasy points per game on the season, and he scored 18, 3, and 6 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I like Carlos Correa here versus Mike Foltz. Okay, who do we have at the outfield position? I like Aaron Judge with a 35% batting advantage over Rich Hill. Aaron Judge, he's batting 23% better versus lefty pitchers. He's batting a 1.049 OPS versus lefties. And Rich Hill, he throws 13% worse to righties as he does lefties, although he is only giving up a .600 OPS versus righties. There's no at-bats versus Hill yet, and Aaron Judge is 3,200 FanDuel salary and 1,500 more on DraftKings. Projected at 11.7 fantasy points here tonight, averaging 10 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 12, 22, and 3 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I like Aaron Judge here versus Rich Hill.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.